Hello everyone and welcome. This is Aaron Flexure. Hope you guys are doing well. We are so excited that you guys have chosen Haiku to use in your classrooms for the benefit of yourselves, your students, parents if you so wish. And I'm here to sort of help you get your feet wet a little bit and introduce you to some of the basic features in Haiku. Our goal for today is to set up a class to learn how to create your own new class. And once you create that class, how to start adding content to it and bring it to life, if you will. Once you've logged in, which I understand all of you have, you'll probably see a screen that looks something like this, which is your main home screen. It's your portal screen. Yours probably looks blank as you have not made a class yet, but you'll probably see something like this. And the first thing you want to do is go over here on the left-hand side where you see classes. You notice it says show all TS. All is all of your classes, T is classes where you're a teacher, and S is where you're a student. Now, we'll go into more detail about that later. You might be wondering, why would I be a student in a class? Well, just to give you an idea, if you want to share your resources with other teachers and you create a class to do that, you can all be teachers and or students in that class. That just means you couldn't post anything on it. If you're a student, you could simply look at the information. But let's go over here now and click on New Class. And the first screen that you're going to be asked to fill out is the general information about your class name. So I understand you are middle school teachers. Let's just use social studies as an example. So this is our social studies class. And if you want, you can code it. That might be easier, especially going year to year. If you want to say this is 2014, you don't need to do that, but it might help you down the road to keep track. This is already put in for you. This would just be the URL if someone wanted to go to this class directly over here. And then the organization. Now, over here, it will probably say your school organization. So if you're Lawrence North, you'd click on Lawrence North as your organization. I'm just going to leave it clicked as Founding Fathers, which is my course that I'm in. And you could, but you don't have to put in a short summary. The goal of this class is to cover ... You could put in the information there. Again, you don't need to do that. That's simply up to you. Now, there are a few options over here under Settings. Let me just explain some of them to you quickly. The first, allow user nicknames. So just in my own personal opinion, I do not keep that checked. That would mean that your students can use nicknames, and you can have a kid named Jason who nicknames himself Michael Jordan, and that could be a headache for you. So I prefer not to use nicknames for my students. The next option over here, which the default is already unchecked, is don't send notifications about updates to page content, but I think it's nice to have the students get updates so they can choose whether they want it to be daily or even more immediate. But I think it's good that students get updates, so we'll leave that checked for now. And if this was a club of some sort, like a chess club or a basketball team, and you wanted to make a class sort of just as an extra page where you can upload the schedule and practice times, you could check this off, but since this is a social studies class and not extracurricular, we will not check this box off of. We'll choose the year, so we'll be doing 2013, 2014. And optional features just asks you whether you want certain things accessible. Usually you leave the calendar on so students can see the calendar inbox so they can get messages. And if you want them to make comments on your page, you can keep that checked. I usually don't have my students putting comments on the page. So now let's just click on Next. And the next thing you'll be asked to do is to put in your schedule. Now, if your school has created a schedule already for you, if you're using your school's Haiku domain, that would be under existing schedule. If you're on your own schedule and you have your own dates for the marking period, you would create new schedule. I'll just show you what that looks like. You would basically just choose if you want it one, yearly, halves, thirds, quarters, etc. And if you would click on that, you would choose the dates for each one. I'm just going to leave this as no schedule required for now. but it's easy to create a schedule later on when you're ready to do that. Usually schools will have it programmed in already if you're going off of their semesters, assuming you're using the Haiku gradebook. So let's just click finish, and voila, here is your class. Obviously nothing much going on yet, but if you bear with me, we could very shortly spice it up a bit. Let's start with some of the essentials, and then we'll work on making it look more appealing. The first thing you'll see here, and the most two important buttons, are the Add Page button over here and the Add Content Block button over here. Now, what the Add Page button does is this allows you to basically organize your class. It's very important that you should think through your class before you create it of how it would be best organized. The way I like to explain it is, if your class was a book, how would the chapters of your book be titled? If it's something like mathematics, some of you I understand are mathematics teachers, and you're spending the whole year teaching multiplication and division, so you can just really add page, and each page will be based on chapter 1, chapter 2, etc. But a lot of other topics, a lot of other subjects, such as social studies, is topical. It's not. It could be organized by chapter, but you might want to arrange it by topic. Western Hemisphere, the Mesopotamians, the Egyptians, etc., and you could create it that way as well. There's no right or wrong, whatever you feel is best, but certainly give that some thought on organizing your class. Now, the first page is already the default, which is first page, but if you move your mouse right over it, you can actually change that to whatever you want it to say. So I'm going to make it say home page. I just like home page better. And this is where I would post general information, syllabus, contact information, etc. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. If you wanted to add your next page, you would go to Add Page, and you would put in the title. So let's just call this Mesopotamia. And you would choose if you want this at the bottom of the pages or as a sub of homepage. I'm going to keep it as the bottom, and click Save. And here you have your next page, Mesopotamia. Now notice this little button over here, which is very important. Right now your Mesopotamia page is not seen by your students because it's not published, as opposed to homepage, which is published. If you wanted to publish it, you would click on this little button here, and you would choose whether you want to publish it now, publish on a certain date, or you want to publish it on this date until this date. We'll just publish it now. Now, if you notice, it says up here, this is very important, the class is not active. So even if you publish the page, your students would not see your class. I'll show you how to do that in a second. So let's click Publish Now. Now, to make your class page active, you're going to go over here to the top right, Manage Class, and down here you'll click on Make Active. And that's how you make your class active. Now let's go to building our actual pages. So let's go back to home page for a second and Add Content Block. When you click on Add Content Block, as you'll see, there are many options of different content blocks that you can choose from. Now I'm going to go through with a few of them with you now, and later on I'll show you some others as well. So the first one, probably the most basic, is on-page text. You click on on-page text, that's simply what you want it to be say on the screen. So welcome class to social studies. I am looking forward to learning with all of you. And over here you can click on block placement. That will ask you where you want it to go in your home page, and we'll have it go over here. So we'll click Save, and voila, here you are right over here, this welcome page. Another very useful content block is files. This would be if you wanted to share, let's say, a homework assignment, syllabus, etc. So let's just say you made it say homework, and here I want my homework to appear on this side of the screen. I'm going to click Next, and it's going to ask you to upload files. So click on Choose Files, and I'm just going to click on something random here. Upload. And you could make a description here, due on March 18th. I'll show you later how to create assignments in terms of actual drop boxes and announcements. You'll click Finish, and here it is. Here's the assignment right over here on the right-hand side. Another really awesome content block that you could add is the images, and this is actually, I find, very helpful for something like social studies, because it allows you to basically create a slideshow very easily. So what you would do is you would once again put in the title, and then over here you choose how you want it to look like. You could either have all images already in its large size on the page together, or you can make it like a slideshow. So let's do this one, all images on page, and click next. Or you could choose block placement now. I'll show you how to, I'm not going to choose this now because I want to show you how to drag it around manually, and click next. And once again, it's going to ask you to upload files from your computer. So click on choose files, and then you're going to locate whichever files you want to use. I have mine all up here. I'm going to click on open and upload. I'll take a second over here to upload the images, and if I want, I can make a description in general about all images. I could also make a caption for each individual image over here, and I'm going to click on finish. And here we are, images, but look, I really don't like how they're all the way on over here to the side. How do I move it without going back into that other page? So what I do is I move my mouse over here and just click, drag and drop, and now all of a sudden it is over here. I could also, if I want this homework to be more pronounced, I could also change the layout of the page in general. To do that, you click on manage page and click on page layout, and then you could choose what you want it to look like. So let's say if I want homework to be bigger, I would choose even 2 columns instead of traditional 2, what it's on right now. And I'll click on even 2 columns. And as you see, this got bigger, this got a little smaller, but still very much visible. Another thing I wanted to show you quickly, just to make your class appear a little bit more catchy to your students, is how to make it look a little bit more exciting than this black and white over here. So if you see over here, there's a little pastel looking thing. It's called theme, and if you'll click on that, you can choose your own theme. You could either create your own, which I've done. It's a lot of fun, but it requires some more time, or you can choose a preloaded theme. So let's just go with this one, nice and in the season. We'll click on apply, and makes your social studies class look a lot more approachable and friendly. I always like to do that. Let me just show you one more content block for today, not to give you too much at once. Another great content block is the YouTube content block. That is really great because you could post a video from YouTube directly onto here, which is a lot less distracting for your students. Now, in order to do this, just click on YouTube, and what you need to have is the link. So in another page, you could open up a YouTube link. So let's just do that. Let's open up another page, go to YouTube, and I'm just going to click on the first thing I see for the purpose of this. We'll do this football video, why not? And what you do is just copy this link. Now another great trick actually is if you go to share and the link is here, you could have the video start at a certain point. If you don't want to deal with the whole video and you want your students to get right to a certain point, you could actually put in a time, and that changes the link, which is a really great feature. So let's copy that link and let's paste it onto here, and I want it embedded onto my page. I'll click next, and I'll title this, and I will click save, and here's our video. And you press play. As you see, it starts from the 10-second mark, which is really great, and there you have it. The next thing I would like to show you in the next recording is working on the embed feature. And the embed features just requires a few more steps, how you could bring something else that's not on Haiku onto your page. Things like Quizlet, Facebook, a video that's not on YouTube. It's very, very useful. And after that, I want to show you how to set up an announcement for an assignment and discussion boards as well. Hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you found it useful. Take care.